While 95% of U.S. adults support organ donation, only 54% have actually signed up as donors, and each day 21 people will die waiting for a transplant. Heather True knew at a young age the importance of organ, eye, and tissue donation. Born healthy and strong, especially in spirit, Heather had a passion for music, was high energy, and full of determination. Everything for her and her family changed when she became ill at 7 years old. Her organ began to fail, but she refused to give up, and her recovery was miraculous. However, her kidneys were severely damaged. Heather lived in renal failure for 5 years, and even though her days were a struggle, she taught those around her about courage and determination. She focused on things she loved, her little sister Taylor, as well as singing, dancing, and performing, but as doctors had predicted, she outgrew her damaged kidney and needed a transplant. It was during those days at the transplant clinic that Heather started to create a plan to help those who were waiting. Heather was lucky and received a gift of life, a kidney from her aunt. This allowed her to continue her mission throughout her teenage years, where she used her singing as a way to connect with crowds, tell her story, and encourage others to register to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor. But it wasn't meant to be. Just before her 20th birthday, Heather passed away. Her parents knew their daughter's wishes and fulfilled her dreams by starting the Heather True Foundation for Organ, Eye, and Tissue Donation. Here to discuss the importance of organ donation, a truly personal cause for her, is Judy True from the Heather True Foundation. Welcome, Judy. First, I want to thank you so much for coming here to share this message and to spread awareness. Can you tell us what drove you to start the Heather True Foundation?
It was all Heather's ideas. During our many visits to the transplant clinic, Heather met so many people who were waiting. Right there in the clinic, she started creating a plan to help those who were waiting. So we used her vision to create the foundation.
Hearing your story, I realize how important awareness is. How many people are in need?
The need is enormous. There are over 115,000 people waiting for a transplant.
115,000 people.
And 21 people die every day while waiting. And just one donor can save up to 8 lives.
So for those of us who are watching right now and saying, I want to register to donate, how do we do so?
It's so easy. They just go to the heathertruefoundation.org, sign up. It just takes one moment.
Once a patient finally receives their donation, it has such a tremendous impact on not only the transplant recipient and their loved ones, but the family of the donor as well. The lives of the Millers and Tuckers were dramatically affected by the life-saving decisions of organ donations, and we were able to share the meeting of these two families. Take a look.
My name is Ryan Miller. My story starts when I was a junior at Monroe Township High School. I enjoyed playing sports, especially soccer. A doctor thought I had pneumonia and ordered a chest x-ray.
We had been informed that I had a condition known as non-compactive hypertrophic cardiomyopathy.
Our greatest fear had been realized. I needed a heart transplant to save my life. I found out there are not many hearts available. Luckily, because I was 16, I was put on top of the transplant list. But I had to wait, and the days were filled with depression and doubt. And then we found out we had a match. A heart was available.
Within minutes, what hit Mom and I was the fact that we're sitting here celebrating, and somebody had to lose their life for this to happen. There's a set of parents that lost a child so this could happen.
Dakari, like me, was a soccer player, playing for a club and also Bermuda's national soccer team. Talented, well-liked, and loved by his friends and family. One day at school, Dakari complained of a headache. Within minutes, he was unconscious. He was taken to the hospital, where they found massive bleeding in his brain. After 10 days, doctors pronounced Dakari brain dead. The family decided to donate 5 organs, including his heart, which was a perfect match for me.
There's no words that are adequate, but just to show them and demonstrate how much we appreciate what they've done, how they not only saved your life, but for all intents and purposes, saved ours.
Meetings between donor and recipient families rarely occur immediately. Both sides need time to heal. It wasn't until we received a letter from the Tuckers a few months ago that we realized we may be given a chance to thank these people face to face.
How are you going to feel when and if they ask to put their hand on your heart?
Embrace it.
Mm-hmm.
And so
I want that, I want them to, if they want to feel Dakari, I want them to be able to feel him.
I want to welcome Chris Heyburn, director of the Heather True Foundation. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. I mean, that video, that message says it all. What a powerful story.
Absolutely amazing, and there's so many stories out there like that. The impact that organ donation has cannot be overstated.
This powerful message has affected so many people, including former NFL player London Fletcher of the Washington Redskins. Can you tell us about his involvement in the Heather True Foundation?
I'm so grateful to London for his huge support of our foundation. When we met several years ago and discussed the mission of our foundation, he generously offered to help us raise awareness by creating some public service announcements, which dramatically increased the number of people on the registry, as it was seen by hundreds of thousands of people.
And here's what London Fletcher had to say in his PSA for the foundation.
Knowing that you have the power to give someone else a chance to live a healthy, productive life is the greatest gift. You don't need them when you're gone, but others do. You have the power to donate life.
What he says is so true. It is the highest form of generosity and compassion to be able to give someone a second chance at life. One donor can save up to 8 lives and improve the lives of up to 75 people with organ, eye, and tissue donation.
There are so many lives to be saved. However, there are still a lot of questions about organ donation. Let's take a look at Dr. Chris Berry, a transplant surgeon and researcher who did a video for the foundation to discuss the facts about organ donation.
Fact number 1. Organ donation saves lives. Previously desperately ill people can realize their full potential in life by receiving the kindest gift possible, a donor organ. Fact number 2. All doctors and healthcare workers will take care of you regardless of your organ donation status. If you have an accident or suffer a medical emergency, the team of paramedics, nurses, doctors, and everyone else involved is dedicated to saving your life. They don't even think about your organ donation registration status. They are thinking only about you as a living person, and they do everything in their powers to keep you that way. Fact number 3, you aren't necessarily too old or too ill to be a donor. People in their 70s and their 80s have donated life-saving organs and life-improving tissues. There's no age limit to being an organ donor. If you feel in your heart that donation is good, that donation is doing the right thing, then please go ahead and register.
I think that was really important for people to hear. So through the Heather True Foundation, you do a tremendous amount of outreach. Tell us about it.
To involve the youth, we started a division of the Heather True Foundation called True Friends.
True Friends are college chapters and high school clubs that inform, educate, and encourage their peers to register to be organ, eye, and tissue donors. They're student-run, community service-based, and we feel it's so important that the young people get involved. The True Friends members, they set up fun events throughout the school year and even do friendly challenges between the college campuses. We started True Friends 7 years ago, and now we have over 14 chapters in 6 states. Through their efforts, we have signed up nearly 19,000 people and impacted thousands more. So we're so impressed by that, and we know that our long-term effort will be to sign up and register over 100,000 people.
And so they can be impactful and they can make a difference. And Judy, you must be so proud as Heather's mom to have accomplished so much with the Heather True Foundation. It's really a powerful thing.
Thank you. You know, I've been so fortunate because my daughter was so passionate and she got it at such an early age. She was 12 when she started this. So she inspired me throughout her whole life because she understood the suffering and she understood how difficult it was and what a miracle it was to be able to have her life transformed by getting to have a transplant. She wanted everybody who needed a transplant to be able to have one. Heather's mantra was sign up to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor and be sure to share your decision with your loved ones. We have the power to donate life.
We have the power to donate life. And for more information to register to be an organ donor, please visit heathertruefoundation.org. And for more inspiring organ donation stories, visit jacksonhealth.org/transplant. Of course, you can always go to our website at accesshealth.tv.